Have you ever paused long enough to notice how quiet moments reveal things you usually rush past? For many older adults, life naturally becomes quieter. With time, children move away, routines settle, friendships shift, and long afternoons stretch out with no particular destination. And while these transitions can feel unfamiliar or even heavy, there's a hidden opportunity buried inside them. The chance to reconnect with yourself in ways you might never have experienced before. A peaceful life doesn't require a house full of people or a calendar overflowing with plans. Some of the most content individuals in their 60s, 70s, and beyond are people who learned how to enjoy their own company genuinely, fully, and confidently. Today, we're going to explore 6 powerful ways to experience happiness even when your social circle is small or nearly empty. These aren't superficial tips. They're life tools tested, practical, and grounded in real human psychology. By the time we reach the end, you may see solitude not as a punishment, but as a path back to yourself. Happiness doesn't disappear with fewer people, it simply changes shape. Number 1. Seeing solitude as a doorway, not a wall. Solitude is often misunderstood. Many believe that being alone means something is missing. But in reality, solitude can become a spacious doorway to parts of your identity you haven't visited in years. Think about how much of your life was shaped by responsibility, raising a family, managing work, caring for others, maintaining relationships. During those years, your own needs, desires, and creativity may have been placed quietly in the background. Now, for the first time in a long time, you can bring them forward again. Imagine sitting with a hobby you once loved but abandoned when life kept you too busy. Maybe it was sewing, woodworking, cooking, writing, gardening, watching the stars, sketching, or listening to old music that still stirs your soul. These aren't just activities, they're pieces of who you are. Solitude gives you the space to explore. What do I enjoy when no one is watching? What brings me peace? What would I like to learn, revisit, or finally try? This is the moment when quiet becomes sacred instead of lonely. And psychologists say something powerful. People who make peace with solitude tend to become emotionally stronger, more self-secure, and more resilient. They develop a confidence rooted in themselves, not in validation or company. It may take time to shift from lonely time to quality time, but each day offers a small invitation to step closer. Solitude isn't the absence of life, it's the presence of yourself. Number 2. Creating daily rituals that give your days shape. One of the most underrated ways to feel happier, especially when alone, is to build small rituals that give meaning to your day. Humans thrive on rhythm, even simple ones. A gentle, predictable routine becomes a stabilizing force, especially when the world feels quiet. These rituals don't have to be impressive or dramatic. They just need to matter to you. Here are examples many older adults find powerful. Brewing tea and enjoying it by the window where the morning light lands. Writing 3 sentences in a reflection journal. Listening to a piece of music that brings calm or nostalgia. Preparing a special meal every Friday evening. Lighting a candle before bedtime to signal peace. Taking a short walk at the same time each day. When repeated consistently, these moments shift from habits into anchors. Small reminders that your day has structure, warmth, and intention. Psychologists note that rituals lower stress, ease emotional tension, and increase your sense of control. When life feels unpredictable, your rituals whisper, "Here is something you can depend on." Over time, these routines weave meaning into the quiet hours. They turn ordinary moments into steady companions. Rituals give your days a heartbeat, even when life is quiet. Number 3. Awakening your mind through lifelong learning. There's a common myth that learning belongs to the young. But the truth is, the human brain thrives on curiosity at any age. In fact, exploring something new becomes even more fulfilling later in life because you bring more wisdom, context, and patience to it. Learning doesn't need to be formal. It doesn't require exams, classrooms, or pressure. It can be gentle, playful, and deeply personal. Here are ways older adults ignite their minds. Reading books in topics they never had time for before: history, mysteries, health, science, art. Trying short online classes or audio lessons. Exploring documentaries on cultures, animals, or world events. Practicing a new language or musical instrument. Trying puzzles, crafts, or brain games. Learning recipes from different countries just for the adventure of it. Learning brings a renewed sense of purpose, something to look forward to, something to work toward, something that enlivens each day. Research shows that ongoing learning strengthens memory, improves emotional health, and builds confidence. And the best part? These victories belong entirely to you, quiet achievements that make your days feel valuable and full. Even the smallest step counts. One page, one idea, one new thing learned today. When you keep learning, you keep growing. And when you keep growing, life stays exciting. Number 4. Letting nature and movement renew your spirit. There is something remarkable about nature. It has a way of reminding you that life is still unfolding, still beautiful, and still filled with rhythm no matter what season you're in. Even just a few minutes outdoors can gently shift your mood, calm your mind, and reconnect you to the world around you. For many older adults living alone, nature becomes a quiet companion. Not loud, not demanding, not complicated, just present. You don't need grand adventures or long hikes to feel its benefits. Simple rituals can work wonders. Sitting on the porch with your morning coffee, feeling sunlight on your face for a few minutes a day, tending to a few plants or herbs, watching birds visit a feeder, taking a slow walk and noticing small details, the changing leaves, neighborhood flowers, the sky at dusk. Each moment outdoors sends a subtle message to your brain. You're connected. You're alive. You belong to the world. Movement, whether gentle or lively, amplifies that effect. Your body doesn't need intense workouts. It simply needs kindness. Stretching, slow dancing, light cleaning, chair exercises, or strolling around the block are more than enough. When your body moves, your mood follows. Scientists consistently find that even minimal movement lifts your spirits, reduces anxiety, improves sleep, strengthens confidence, helps your mind feel clearer and more hopeful. You are not moving to impress anyone. You are moving because it honors your body and supports your emotional well-being. And here's the beautiful part. Every small step is a celebration of your resilience. Nature refreshes your mind. Movement reawakens your joy. Together, they remind you that life still has color and energy waiting for you. Number 5. Transforming your inner world through gratitude and kind self-talk. When you spend more time alone, your thoughts become louder. They can lift you up or pull you down depending on the tone you choose. This is why nurturing a gentle, encouraging inner voice is one of the most powerful gifts you can give yourself. Many people talk to themselves in ways they would never speak to a loved one. They replay regrets, magnify fears, or criticize themselves for feeling lonely. But emotionally healthier older adults learn to flip that script. They begin speaking to themselves with warmth, patience, and respect. And that shift changes everything. Gratitude is the companion to kind self-talk. Together, they turn ordinary days into meaningful ones. You don't need a long journal entry. You can simply ask yourself, what made today a little easier? What moment brought me comfort? What am I proud of myself for? Maybe it was preparing a meal you enjoyed. Maybe the weather felt gentle. Maybe you remembered a happy memory. Maybe you completed a small task you've been delaying. These tiny acknowledgments accumulate. They train your mind to search for light instead of darkness. And positive self-talk works the same way. The words you repeat internally become the emotional environment you live in. Imagine telling yourself, I'm doing the best I can today. I've overcome so much already. I deserve peace. I'm stronger than I think. Psychologists say this rewiring of inner dialogue boosts emotional resilience, reduces anxiety, and encourages you to take healthier actions. In other words, your mind begins supporting you, not sabotaging you. Even if life feels quiet, your inner world can feel warm, abundant, and alive. When you change how you speak to yourself, you change how you experience every moment of your life. Number 6. Building purpose through new forms of connection. Even if your circle of close friends has shrunk over the years, the world is still full of opportunities for meaningful human connection, just different kinds than before. And exploring these new paths can fill your life with a renewed sense of purpose. Connection doesn't always come from big friendships. Sometimes it shows up in small, gentle ways that fit naturally into your life. Many older adults rediscover a sense of purpose through simple acts, like offering a hand at a community center, helping with books at a local library, or spending an hour with people at a charity they care about. Even a short volunteering session can make the whole week feel brighter. Others find companionship by joining groups built around things they already enjoy. Maybe it's a walking circle, a painting class, a book discussion, or a gardening meetup. These aren't forced friendships. They're slow, easy connections that grow at your comfort level. And for those who prefer staying home, the digital world opens surprising doors. A short online class, a hobby forum, or a virtual discussion group can fill the day with curiosity and conversation. But connection doesn't have to be organized at all. Sometimes it's just a smile at the supermarket, a quick chat with a neighbor, or a shared laugh with someone passing by. These tiny moments remind you that you're still woven into the world around you. These moments may seem small, but they remind you that you are part of the human community. Psychologists have found that momentary social interactions, not necessarily long-term friendships, can dramatically lift mood and reduce feelings of isolation. So whether you're chatting for 2 minutes or participating in a longer activity, every connection counts. And here's something important. You don't need to find new best friends. You just need meaningful touch points that remind you you're not invisible, not forgotten, and not alone. Connection comes in many forms. Every gesture, big or small, creates belonging. As we reach the final stretch of this journey, take a moment to acknowledge something powerful. Every strategy we've explored isn't about fixing loneliness. It's about rediscovering your ability to create a meaningful life from the inside out. Solitude is a landscape many older adults walk through, not by choice, but by circumstance. Yet the people who emerge happiest are the ones who recognize that quiet days are not empty days. They are spacious, open, filled with potential. When you fill that space with intention, whether through rituals, learning, nature, movement, gratitude, or new forms of connection, you're not just passing time, you're shaping a life that reflects who you are now, not who you used to be. That is one of the most beautiful transformations of later life. You get to design your days according to your needs, your rhythm, and your peace. You no longer have to chase approval, maintain a large social circle, or live by someone else's expectations. This chapter belongs fully to you. And in the quiet, you may discover strength you didn't know you had, joy in small, gentle moments, pride in your accomplishments, a calmer, wiser version of yourself, a deeper appreciation for each day. If you've spent the last few years adjusting to new routines or fewer friendships, it's okay. You've done something incredibly brave. You've continued forward. You've adapted. You've learned to stand on your own feet. Even when the path felt uncertain, that resilience is something worth celebrating. Being alone does not diminish your worth. It often reveals it. One of life's great truths is this: happiness doesn't always come from crowds, noise, or constant activity. Sometimes it grows slowly, like a soft light returning after a long dusk. and you are allowed to enjoy that light. You are allowed to wake up and feel grateful for the quiet. You are allowed to discover new passions without needing anyone's approval. You are allowed to seek connection, but also allowed to feel complete by yourself. Your life does not become less meaningful because it becomes simpler. In fact, simplicity is often where meaning finally becomes clear. Instead of saying, "I'm alone," you might eventually say, "I'm with myself." And that is enough. Because when you develop a relationship with yourself, your thoughts, your interests, your pace, you begin building an inner home that no one can take away. The more comfortable you become with yourself, the more peaceful every part of life becomes. Whether you try one of these strategies or all of them, remember that change begins quietly. One small step, one new ritual, one gentle walk, one moment of gratitude, one kind word to yourself, one little connection. Every small effort compounds into a life that feels sturdier, warmer, and more fulfilling. You are not starting from zero. You are starting from experience, wisdom, and a lifetime of strength. Your future isn't determined by the number of people around you, it's shaped by the choices you make within your own heart. And there's still so much life left to enjoy, so much beauty left to notice, so many moments left to savor. You are not too old to grow, not too late to change, not too alone to find joy. The next chapter can be lighter, calmer, and richer, and it begins with the choices you make today. Every day is a chance to create meaning, and you, right now, have the power to shape the rest of your story. Thanks for listening.